This is Ben, Liam and Bell on Nova.
G'day there, podcaster.
Really good episode today if you're feeling like you need your flame to be ignited. You know, if you need some inspiration. Through our own pockets, our own deep commercial radio pockets, we've taken the initiative to pay for a cameo from a convicted drug smuggler, which you'll hear pretty soon. I also just really enjoyed. There was so many great callers today. There was there was an Underworld figure. There was like this lady who had a knife pointed at her. There was also
we talked robberies, Underworld, and drug dealers.
But I think my favourite call is the first thing you'll hear when we were just talking to tradies with rancid diets.
Yes.
Enjoy. The most unhealthy profession has been revealed, Ben and Bell. The CSIRO have released data from a survey almost 250,000 Aussies have done. Did you do it? I didn't.
No.
No. I don't know.
I mean, I don't do a lot of surveys.
Must have gone to my junk email.
Yeah, maybe they're fudging the numbers. Well, it's revealed the workers with the worst diets. Coming in at number 2, beauticians.
Really?
Beauticians,
Don't
guys,
applaud that, Ben.
you're eating a lot of junk food. It's just what the survey says. But I suppose you got busy
no.
days. You're seeing a lot of clients. There's people like trying to pack in, get their stuff done before the weekend. Maybe you don't have a lot of time to be eating healthy.
Nah, all my beauticians that I have, they're all beautiful. They're all looking very healthy.
But is it because they're eating healthy or like cosmetically?
No.
Yeah.
Like, they seem very healthy.
They seem healthy, but
You could have ice cream for breakfast, but if you've got nice eyelashes, no one will notice. You know what I mean?
rotten on the inside.
Yeah.
As long as you have a tan.
Yeah. Have you smelt them? Up the bathroom? I don't know.
What?
How's their bowel movement?
Oh,
saying.
right.
That's what I'm sort of
Okay.
saying.
Right.
You might be unhealthy on the inside.
Yeah.
I would say radio presenters should be pretty up there because we eat. I mean, Ben is currently downing a bag of licorice.
Oh, don't throw me under the bus,
Well,
Jackson. You've had
I've had
two
two
bags
bags.
of veggie crisps.
You had 2 bags
And
of
I have a
chips.
bag of dark coconut ruffs.
Yeah.
Yeah. So you guys are both pigging. Number 1, no surprises here.
You want a drum roll?
I think we all know what it's going to be. Construction workers.
Oh,
Good on you, tradies. So apparently the average Australian chows down about 28 serves of unhealthy food a week. So that's like takeaway chocolate, cakes, alcohol. They've put that all in the same bracket.
That stat, that stat is saying...
That's the licorice.
That's the licorice. That stat is saying 4 times a day
yeah.
we're having snacks.
That's what the average... Yeah, but I suppose you could, what's a serve, right? You could have a pack of chips and that's like 5 servings or
Yeah,
something, right?
I'd say, so this is a small bag of veggie chips, less than 100 calories, but I'd say that I would count that as a serve of junk food.
Well, apparently, construction workers, they're consuming 45 serves.
What?
45. So I've polished off this bag of licorice. That's serving per pack 5.7.
Yeah,
That's for six people.
There you go.
Is that 6?
That's for six. I said 6 servings.
So I mean that's all. I mean, like I've worked on construction sites before, and it's like it's 2 mothers, an iced coffee, a pie, and a donut. That's the sort of stuff you have for breakfast. Maybe you go for KFC on Smoko.
Why is that though? Why can't you bring
I
some
reckon
carrot sticks?
I don't know.
They're busy. They're flat out.
Once
They're flat
again,
stick.
you're working
things to
hard.
build.
You probably want something, especially if you're on a crappy job. I suppose you want something to look forward to.
Yeah.
Maybe, I don't know, a little treat.
I would love this morning, if you're a tradie listening to Nova, if you give us a buzz, 13 24 10, give us a breakdown of what you've eaten for breakfast.
Like let's try and find the most unhealthy breakfast. If you're a tradie and you're like, chump numbers, 45 serves, I'll do that in the morning. Like if you
want to reward this?
Yeah,
if you've had a foul breakfast and you're kind of proud of it,
we'll give you a case of Mother and a
What the
$50
hell?
voucher to go get some Dirty Bird.
Yeah,
Case of Mother and a $50 voucher for KFC. 13 24 10. We're looking for Melbourne's most unhealthy tradie.
Brad in Mount Waverley, you're a concreter. It's 6:53 in the morning, mate. What have you fueled your body with so far?
How are you guys? I've smashed a last night leftover large HSP
Nice, halal snack pack.
Yeah.
Wonderful,
and
wonderful.
and 2 monsters for that caffeine kick.
Two monsters.
Yeah.
Yeah, Yeah, the pub was a bit heavy last night. Shout out to Keysborough Hotel.
Oh, my God, Brad. Your guts.
You
And
know,
you're working on the conch all day. You got the
Yeah.
mother's fueling you.
yeah,
Yeah, that's it.
Oh.
mate, your breath would be rancid with that garlic sauce and 2 mothers.
How are you feeling, Brad? Like, how do you feel?
I'm
Like,
feeling good. I'm feeling thick. I'm feeling like a lot of energy ready to go.
Honest question, Brad. Are you a fit guy or are you a bit of a slob? Like, honest question.
Nah, I'm a fit bloke.
You're fit.
Are you just?
You're fit.
No, that's the
Absolutely.
thing. Like if he's
he's
like working with his
burning
body
calories, yeah.
all day and you're playing a bit of sport, you know,
Yeah.
you can probably put those calories away and then you're still all right. I mean, it's
Yeah,
always
we're still looking at a zinger box for lunch. So
yeah,
we'll
well,
Yeah,
nice
yeah,
one,
yeah,
mate.
yeah.
Nice one. Yeah, no, it can't go wrong. What are you doing? The 7-Up or the Mountain Dew? What are you going to do for the drink?
It's a setup. It's a prep day. Long, hard day in the sun.
Yeah,
Yeah,
right.
nice.
Brad, would you rather us give you a carton of mother or would you rather us give you a $50 voucher to go to the Dirty Bird?
Oh, yeah. I'll take a carton of mother.
Carton of mother.
Mother, yeah,
All right,
well.
coming your way,
Brad,
mate.
Brad, can I please offer you a counter offer? Would you like a piece of broccoli and some health, and I can give you $150 to spend at Soul Origin?
Nah, no chance.
Brad, you need to look after yourself.
No, he was never going to choose that. He was never going to choose
It's not
that.
a money value, you know. It's purely he's got a hankering for the
No, we
chook.
can't support this.
Tom in Pakenham, good morning. What do you do, mate?
Morning, mate. I'm an excavator operator.
Yeah, right. Yeah, so you drive and the mover around. What
Oh, yeah.
what are you eating? Or what's your
So
go-to?
my house
brekkie?
kick starts with the notorious beef and pepper traveller pie from the servo,
Ooh, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
followed by the Bay Marie dimmies that are about as hard as concrete themselves.
In there,
But they go down
Yum.
a treat.
Yeah.
They go down a treat, wash down with the big old 500ml Red Bull.
Oh, 500 milli. Giving you
Or if
wings.
you're feeling a bit dangerous, get a dare iced coffee even.
Oh, mix a bit of milk in there.
Oh, if you want to
Grumble.
you feel like being on the Portaloo for 3 hours with the traveller
No,
pie and
absolutely.
the old dare iced coffee.
Well, you got to go on the boss's Tom.
Yeah,
Sure.
of course. Yeah, of
Tom,
course.
I'm going to ask the same question. Do you feel healthy?
Oh, absolutely energised. Peak performance.
It's not.
Peak before,
it's
uh,
not.
Tom,
So-
do you ever have room for a bit of dessert? Could you ever squeeze a bit more in there? What else would you go in a day?
Oh, look, if I'm going to be honest, my little guilty pleasure is a jelly donut.
That's your guilty
You
pleasure.
know those?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Just a little jelly donut. And so that's brekkie.
Oh, yeah.
That's brekkie. What's
Yeah.
for lunchtime after a couple of hours doing a big poo and then, whipping the excavator around? What's for lunch?
Oh, look, as Brad said, you can't go past a bit of dirty bird.
Oh, man.
I mean, you got to get rid of the home packed lunch to make sure the missus.
Yeah.
Oh, so
Yeah.
do
Yeah.
you, I mean, if you were to pack a lunch from home or get given one, what would you be given?
No, it doesn't matter. Go on the
No,
bin.
look, I eat the lunch too, then go get it. There's always
Well,
room.
Tom, lunch is on us today, mate. We'll give you $50 to go spend at the Dirty Bird.
Oh, beautiful. Thanks, guys.
Would
No
you like
worries.
some salad, Tom?
No. No thanks.
You enjoy the finger-licking goodness, my friend.
You're only a what if away from a holiday with whatif.com.
You could go to the dentist appointment or all the kids' sports.
But what if it was a weekend on the coast instead?
Book hotels, holiday rentals, apartments, and more.
What if it's Aussie for travel?
Maybe you need just a little bit of extra motivation to get you through hump day. Well, we have got just the thing
Is this
for
what I
you.
think it is, Ben?
Yep.
Oh, my God, yes.
Exciting because yesterday on the show, we were talking about there's a new star on Cameo. Cameo is this service where Belle Jackson on the show, she's on it. You can pay...
Because you guys put me on it,
you
I
can
didn't put my hand
pay
up.
celebrities an amount of money. Sometimes it's $2, sometimes it's $200, and they will give you a direct video message. And yesterday we were talking about there's a new star on it. She goes by the name of Cocaine Cassie.
Sorry, mate. It's Cameo Cassie now.
Yeah, that's right.
So she's going for a rebrand.
And she says it like Cameo.
No,
She says
Cameo.
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 Because she's,
I'm on Cameo.
if you've seen her on 60 Minutes and stuff, she does talk like a little half Australian, half Colombian. She
Yep.
did spend a lot of time in the prison over there.
So she charges something like $47 for a video, and we express ordered one for an extra $20.
Oh, so good. So,
good.
You're telling me that we've got an inspirational message for Melbourne.
Yep.
From Cassie Sainsbury.
Exactly right. And she didn't skimp on this either. She goes for a good minute.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Do you think that's because she didn't get any other requests? What do you think?
Well, I don't know, because we paid for the express.
Yeah.
And it took her... So we ordered it during the show yesterday at like 6 a.m. and it came through at 7:30 a.m. So this is hot off the press.
Yeah, wow.
I'm very excited to play you this. Melbourne, this is to get you through your hump day. A direct message to you from Cameo, Cassie.
Good morning. Happy Wednesday, happy hump day. Probably not the hump day that you are hoping for right now. Well, we are halfway through the week. You know what? That means we're so much closer to having a rest. I know I'm looking forward to one. But you know what I do to make my weeks easier? I focus on my goals. I focus on something that I want to achieve. I make lots of short-term goals to get me through. This is something that I learned while I was in jail. And it just helps me focus. It helps me not get stuck on the bad days and feel, I guess, let down. So, halfway through, ánimo, tú puedes. I can tell you in any language you like. Everything will get better. Everything will get easier. Okay, so I'm thinking about you. Lots of energy, sending lots of good vibes your way, and I hope you have a good day.
Thanks, Cassie Sainsbury. Wow, I feel inspired to set some goals.
I appreciate that she got a little jail mention in there.
Yeah.
Yep.
I also appreciate that she got a little bit of language in there.
Ánimo, tú puedes. I can tell you in any language you like.
What? Well, let's request another one and speak, I don't know,
I
French to
like
us.
when she was like, "Oh, the weekend's coming up. I can't wait to unwind." I'm like, I can't help but think what she does on the weekends to unwind.
What are your goals, Cassie?
Hopefully, Melbourne, you feel motivated to attack your hump day. We're about to jump into the 610 quiz in 3, 2, 1.
It's 610. Hallelujah, it's 610.
It's rare. It's rare you actually get to the 610 quiz. Bang on 610. But we bloody did it, Melbourne.
Yeah, but you know that there's like a 10-second delay between us and when it gets to everyone else.
Yeah, I
so-
know. Technically,
Yeah.
technically, if you were looking at your radios, it would have been 10 seconds out. But to me, in the studio, it was bang on.
Did you just shoot an imaginary arrow?
Yeah, he's doing the Izzy Adesanya.
Yeah, Idi Adesanya, when he knocked him out, shot an arrow into him.
Didn't knock anyone out on
Oh,
the
I
weekend,
thought
though,
you were
did he?
doing...
No, he
who
didn't.
in Port Adelaide does that?
That's
Xavier Dersma.
Xavier, yeah.
Yeah, right. See, I know footy.
Yeah. It's also just sweet. It's a good action to do.
Also, did anyone notice that the footy guy answered that Port Adelaide question before Ben?
Oh, get over it. Jacinta in Hawthorne, good morning. You've never played the 610 quiz before.
Good morning, guys. I haven't. I've always listened to it and I thought, I should call one day because some of the questions are pretty good. Like, they're pretty easy. But,
Yeah, so as a listener,
Yeah.
it seems easy. But let's see how you go with these 5 questions. We purposely make them easy because we want people to get them. But it's not always the case.
All right, Collingwood's Braden Maynard was found not guilty for his hit on Demons' Angus Brayshaw at the AFL Tribunal last night. Can you name one other team left in the finals?
Collingwood?
Well, yeah, I suppose so.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, that was one of the teams in the question. But
Well, you, yeah.
Nah, it's fine. We'll take it.
Well, yeah, I mean, it's correct.
Yeah,
Yes.
it's correct. Yep. Apple have revealed their new iPhone with a universal charger. What was the game that everyone used to play on the old Nokia 3310s?
Snake.
Yeah, it was a good one. Teaching degrees are going to be free in Victoria. Can you name one other Victorian university?
Melbourne University.
Yeah, no, we'll take that. The bad guys, North Korean dictator Kim Jong-un and Russian President Vladimir Putin have had a meeting. What country is directly below North Korea?
South Korea.
Yeah, geez. See, they are easy ones. They are easy ones today, Jacinta. You were right. Last question here. We're going to need your singing voice. As per 2000 stars, Nelly and Ashanti have rekindled their romance. Can you finish these lyrics.
It's getting hot in here, so take off all your clothes.
I am getting so hot, I'm going to take my clothes off.
Nice.
She's done
job.
it. I mean, this is good. I think this is the first ever time we've gone back to back 5 for 5.
Jacinta, you should call up more often. If this is your first time, you did a great job.
Amazing. I think I will.
And you also get yourself that $200 appliances online voucher. That's amazing.
Oh, fabulous. Thank you so much, guys.
What do you
Really
need?
nice
Do you
work.
need like something around the house? Like, do you need to replace something? Or
I need a new clothes dryer.
yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, you can...
and I'm not just saying this because they sponsored the show. I actually used appliances online to get a clothes dryer about a month ago. Amazing. As I said, they drop it off. They take away the old one. So good.
Well, you can shop their
Nice.
18th birthday sale. It's on now. Save thousands of products across a range of world-leading brands.
Yep. And you get to choose the next song we played this morning, Jacinta. So
Oh,
do
this
you
is
want to
fun.
hear Powderfinger?
Hope you feel it the way I feel it. Hope you feel it the way I feel it too.
Or, Jacinta, I think it's the last shot we've got to save Ashley Simpson before we give her the bullet.
And it's a good song,
Yeah.
to be fair.
Sometimes I fall so fast. When I hit that bottom crash, you're all I have. Oh, seems like I can
The choice is yours.
Well, I think I'm going to go the finger.
You're going to go the finger.
Can't go wrong with the finger.
No.
No,
Well-
Jacinta, no.
Nah,
She's made her mind up.
We're getting fingered next on Over 100.
Okay.
Baby, I got you on my mind. Honey, you won't ever know how much I need you by my side. Promise you won't ever go.
Got some big news for movie buffs. Spy Kids. It's coming back and it's coming to Netflix
What?
later this month.
Whoa.
Wait,
You guys-
this month already?
Yeah.
Hang on, how did we miss this?
How'd they keep that secret?
I know, right?
Because they're spies.
Spy Kids, one of the great franchises.
Up there with Cats and Dogs.
Yeah, yep.
Agent
So
Cody Banks.
a lot of people probably remember, I think there was the parents, they were spies. It
Yep.
was the ginger mum and Antonio Banderas. And they had 2 kids who got into the gadgets and they were a whole spy family.
Your parents are international spies, but something's gone wrong.
My parents can't be spies. They're not cool enough.
No, that's what happens, right? Because the parents are international spies,
Yes.
and they're off on a mission, and they get captured.
They get captured.
And then the powers that be, the people who run the agency, for some reason, go to the kids and say, your parents are spies, and we
Yeah.
need you to go and get them.
They go, guys, we're really understaffed at the moment. I know you're 8, but we're gonna need you to go into this terrorist leg.
Otherwise they will die.
Yeah, here's a few weapons, here's a gun.
Yeah.
Go get them out.
So what's the new one? Is it number 2 or is it a redo?
Nah,
Hello.
Sorry, like,
Spy
yeah.
Kids was 2001. Spy Kids 2, The Island of Lost Dreams, came out in 2002.
Yep.
That was
And
the one
then
with
there was a
that was the
TV
one with the
show?
thumb men.
Oh yeah.
Remember the one with the thumb?
They were like the henchmen.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then there was also Spy Kids 3D Game Over, which is I'm pretty sure the first 3D movie I ever saw because the franchise was very very green screen heavy, wasn't
Yes.
it? It was probably filmed in a shed
It was definitely the
for
first,
about 30 grand.
It was definitely the first movie I saw in 3D.
Yeah.
I remember with the thumb men. Do you remember? You'd remember if you saw a photo of them. It's a giant thumb.
Yeah.
The
Well, they're
size
all
of a man.
thumbs. They've got like
Yeah,
their arms are thumbs.
Their
their
arms.
legs are
That was what I was
thumbs.
going to say. So their head is a thumb, but then their
Yeah.
arms are also thumbs. So they would thumb you. Like they would grab people with their
Super
thumbs.
scary. Super scary.
Yeah.
When you're a kid watching that in 2002. Also, there was that the scary. I think the main villain in the second Spy Kids was a guy called Floop.
It's a cool, cool world, all you little boys and girls, and some mean, nasty people want to have you for their supper. But if you follow me, you can.
Do you remember
free?
our Floop encounter? Because the guy who plays Floop is a guy called Alan Cumming,
yeah.
who was also in James Bond as a Bond villain in like the 90s. And he was over for some cabaret festival or something, and we were interviewing him one morning on Nova. And I was looking him up and I was like, oh my God, that's Flute from Spy Kids 2. Like, that's the main thing I know him from. I was like, where do I remember that guy from?
Really showing our age.
Yeah, for sure. Like, Spy Kids is definitely a movie for our sort of generation. And then I can remember, like, going to the toilet and walking back before I interviewed with Alan Cumming going, dream, 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 you can dream, you can... like, doing the song from the 2002 feature film Spy Kids 2, The Island of Lost Dreams. And as I turned the corner... Floop himself, Alan Cumming, was sitting on the couch waiting for our interview, and I'm like, I had to explain to him, like, I was a fan of the, like, it must be rare that he was like, oh yeah, that was a really bad movie. It got like 3% on Rotten Tomatoes. I didn't get paid well for it.
But
it's
you know
wild
what?
that a guy's singing it in a hallway like 20 years later.
But it shows that you were ready for the interview.
I
You're a
was.
fan,
It was
and you
front
weren't
of
going in
mind
blind.
for me. I was thinking about it.
Coles are bringing in body cams. So if you go to the supermarket, specifically Coles, you could be being filmed by the staff there. It's going to be rolled out across 30 problem stores in Victoria and Western Australia and Queensland and South Australia. So it doesn't say how many in Victoria, but I'd say probably about 10. So all the staff will be wearing body cams like what you'd see a police officer wearing. And this is to film people and make sure no one's shoplifting.
That's the thing, though. If a police officer's wearing a body cam, it's a police officer. But if there's like a 16-year-old that's just, you know, finishing year 10 and then doing a shift at Coles and going, hey, put those chips back.
Hey, mister.
Hey, mister, I saw you put those sausages in your shirt. You're being filmed. No one's going to be like, oh, watch out, body cam. You
I
know.
thought that when you said body cams, I was like, oh, obviously that's because people are a-holes and they're abusing staff and it's to film the people
well, it
abusing
says
staff.
also for that, but that's the
Right.
secondary dot point.
Right.
But so, yeah, fair point, Liam. Yes, you got young people working there as staff. But it does say that the cameras will also feed to the manager's office as well so they can
Yeah,
watch.
right. I saw a guy shoplifting yesterday, actually, at Richmond Coles, the old Dimmy's building.
Oh.
And it's that thing of like, you know, I didn't say anything. I mean, he looked like he was having a bit of a rough trot, the guy.
Right.
He was wearing like a dirty shirt and Fox racing trackies. And yeah, but he was just having a field day. Like it was less shoplifting, more treating Coles like an all-you-can-eat buffet. Like I saw him in the snack aisle first, polishing off some Pringles, and he was like drinking a 2-litre Pepsi that he was just walking around with.
Whoa. If you don't ever leave the store, you don't have to pay for it.
That's not
And
how it
the-
works,
and
Ben.
then-
I've done that with grapes.
Everyone does that with grapes.
Yeah. Well, why is it okay with grapes?
I've
It's
done
not
it
okay
with
with
chips before.
Yeah.
Okay.
Whoa,
I opened
I-
a packet of chips.
I would
you ate
never-
a packet of chips?
Well, yeah, and then when I got to the checkout, I like scanned them,
Sure you did.
paid for them.
I would never open a bag of chips.
No,
How's grapes different?
Because they're already open.
Oh,
And if a couple of loose grapes
that's
fall
like,
out.
That's like saying, oh, that whole loaf of bread is open, just sitting there.
But if it was open,
The avocado's just sitting there.
avocado's not open because it's in skin.
Well, as I was heading to the checkout, this guy was like leaning into that little freezer that Coles have with like the macaroons and like those mochi bowls or mochi,
Yeah,
or those
mochi balls.
little Japanese
Yeah.
rice balls.
Yeah.
he was just smashing down the mochi balls.
Whoa.
Just like eating them out of the freezer. No one was stopping him. But I was also like, I'm not going to be the one to be like, should you be doing that?
Excuse me, sir.
Yeah, I don't know. I was like,
Isn't there, I might be completely wrong here, isn't there a rule where once you leave the store, they technically can't chase after you?
That doesn't sound right.
I don't know.
That doesn't
It's
sound
sort of
right.
it's one of those things where
Yeah,
you're like,
so-
you probably should call someone out. I suppose it's maybe different if it's like a bunch of kids stealing stuff. But when you're sort of like, you know, this guy might be homeless or whatever. I don't know. Like it's Coles. I'm sure they can.
I would never stop someone if they were just stealing like literal a loaf of bread. That's just
Yeah.
that's just the person's hungry.
It's like First Fleet sort of stuff. like-
Absolutely.
No one's stealing a loaf of bread.
Yes, they are.
Yeah.
They definitely would be.
I feel like out of everything, I'd go for the fancy stuff.
No, I think a loaf of bread would fill you up more than
True, that's
more
true.
than caviar. But having said that, I also am curious if anyone's ever actually seen shoplifting and they've done something about it.
They've either called it out or they've done, you know, a bit of a citizen's arrest. This might be at Coles, might be at JB Hi-Fi. You know, obviously a lot more expensive things there.
Yeah.
13/24/10. Did you catch a shoplifter?
Annalise and Langwarren, good morning. Did you catch a shoplifter?
Good morning. Yes, I did. It was actually at Coles.
Mm.
I saw a lady in like the fridge aisle. She very carefully knelt down on the ground and laid down her backpack on the ground and was just filling it with dips. Just bulk dips.
Just
going in the
just the
backpack.
Obella, just the
She
hummus.
was just using it to carry it to the checkout.
She was doing it very carefully and, folded it all back up. And so I thought I better say something. So I went and told a staff member.
Yeah.
And he said, oh, yeah, she does that all the time. Don't worry about it.
So did they stop her?
No, apparently she does it all the time. And, that's just their thing.
The dip lady's back.
Why would you...
Here's Tzatziki. Here she is. It's French onions back.
That time of the week again.
I guess because dip, I get, is expensive. So you get a lot of it. You're getting a high value product. But then, like, what do you need a bag full of
Like,
dip
my
for?
only hope is that she's like some sort of Robin Hood. You know, she's giving dips to people
Dip
in
to the
need.
poor.
I don't know.
No one needs dip that bad.
I
Maybe
mean,
she
dip
also
is,
takes
dip is a
loaf
good
of
way
bread,
to
though.
spice your life up. But
Yeah.
you're right. It's not like she's using it to survive.
Ashley in Sunbury, good morning. Did you catch a shoplifter?
I did. I was actually the front-end manager at Woolies at the time, and I got a call from upstairs who were watching the cameras. We had a gentleman in the deli department filling up his underwear with chicken fillets.
Was that to take them home and eat them? Was that for something else?
Bit of pleasure.
What?
Well, that was my thing. I'm like, should I just let him go? Because surely you don't...
You're not getting it back, are you?
Yeah. No.
Yeah, exactly. It's it's almost like Barley's. Like, it's like if you lick something and you're like, well, you can't eat that now, you know.
What did you do?
So I was on the front end at the time, and I ended up calling down the grocery staff because they were males, and we kind of congregated in the self-serve area, which was the exit to the store.
Yeah.
We confronted the gentleman, and after a heated argument, he dropped and ran.
As in he dropped the
and
fillets.
bolted.
Wow.
And then, what a waste. Because then, like Liam said, now that he's put them down his pants, he can't sell them. Now they're wasted.
I just love the idea. It's like you don't get paid enough to go, sir, do you have chicken in your jocks? Do you know what I mean? Nope. Nuh-uh. I don't know what you're talking about. It looks like there's chicken leaking out of your jocks. Meg joins us now. What happened? You caught a shoplifter.
Yeah, I don't think I can beat Ashley's story.
I'll give it a red go.
Give it a go, Meg. Come on.
Okay. Well, as a teenager, I was working in my parents' surf shop on a Saturday shift, and a couple of young guys walked in, and I noticed that when they left, a few cats were missing. So I left the woman in the store who was browsing to look after the store, and I bolted after them. And I realised that they'd sort of walked up to this older woman, and I just assumed she was their parent. And I just said, "They've stolen a couple of cats from my parents' shop. Give it back." And the guy had to retrieve them from under his shirt and hand them back to me.
Sorry, Meg, did you say cats?
Cats.
Cats.
Like hats.
Why would a surf shop be
Oh!
selling cats?
I missed the surf shop bit, and I thought you said they stole some cats.
I thought you also said cats.
Thank you, Ben.
Yeah.
Yes, I thought he had. Okay.
Right, so you stole caps.
Oh,
like
well,
hats.
that makes it more
One
exciting.
of those surf cats. You know, there's. You guys sell rip curl cats here? Like, cats with little dreads that you can smoke with on the beach?
Meg, thank you very much for sharing. If you have a story, you can always get in touch. 13 24 10. Did you catch a shoplifter? Liz in Langwarren joins us. You've done a citizen's arrest. What happened?
Well, it was a long time ago, but we were heading out, my husband and I, and we were in just a little group of shops, and there was a little liquor store, and we just went in there to buy a bottle of wine. And as we're walking in, this guy is going, "Thief, thief!" And we're like, "What?" And these two guys are running out, so I thought, okay, let's just go for it.
Yeah.
So we ran after these two guys. I got my guy, as I would say. Got him down on the
Yeah.
I got my guy. Got him down on the ground.
Nice.
My husband went after the other guy and didn't get him. My guy's wrestling, and I'm like, Anyway, I'm trying to sit on him, basically, and keep him there.
Yeah.
But the other guy came back with a knife.
Oh,
Liz.
no.
And that's when it's like, So he's holding a knife at my husband, and I'm like, not at him, threatening him, not at him, but threatening me.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I'm not letting this guy go. even though my husband got a knife sort of at him.
Yeah.
But this other guy came and saw what was happening, and he came over to assist. And when it was the two guys, my husband and this other guy, just at this guy with the knife, he's just like, "Oh, I'm out of here, mate.
Whoa,
sorry, mate."
Left the friend behind.
Yeah, left the friend behind. And then the police arrived, and citizens arrest.
And the whole time, Liz, you were holding that other guy down.
I'm holding this other guy down. I won't tell you what was coming out of my mouth or his mouth. And then, when they chased the other guy away, my husband and the other guy came and helped me. And
You just didn't care, though, that your husband had a knife at him. You're like, I'm sticking to it.
Look, I'll be honest, the adrenaline just kicks in. And it's just pumping. And
That's
it's like,
crazy.
Did they give you the bottle of
I'm not
wine
letting
for
this guy
free?
go. No, we didn't even get the wine because we had to go to the police. We were going out for dinner. We had to go to the police station and make a statement.
Liz, because we loved your story so much, we're going to give you 6 bottles of wine for free, okay?
No way.
Yeah.
You're kidding me.
Yeah, all yours. All thanks to Zonzo Estate. Enjoy a perfect drop from the heart of the Yarra Valley. Thanks for calling, Liz.
Oh, I love you guys. Oh,
I love it, Liz.
magic.
I mean, good on you. I mean, you're like, it's a great story, but in my head, I'm like, I'm not getting stabbed over a BWS wild turkey. Like, I'm like, that guy can drink it in a bush. That's fine. I don't want a knife pulled on me.
Massive news. Maynard free to play. Liam is the footy guy. What were your thoughts?
Oh, I think it'll be appealed. Is he really in the clear until he's played those next couple of games?
Yeah, a lot of people are saying, though, he got off Collingwood bias. They say the AFL wants the Collingwood to get through.
Yeah, that's true.
What's your take on that?
Well,
you think that's Collingwood bias?
Yeah. Eddie and the likes of that. I don't know.
not there anymore.
How deep does it go?
Yeah.
Is he a puppet master?
I think he's a bit of rot.
Is he a bit of rot?
Hang on, how did this go from great? He's okay. He's going to play.
No, it's just
People
footy,
so
it's just
basically,
Footy chat has to end in someone being like, nah.
Even though, just to explain it to you, Belle, so even though, whilst I 100% agree that there's nothing he could have done, he was in midair. He could.
I
it was
also agree.
Unavoidable, 100%, totally
Yes.
agree. But having said that, it's a great point. If this happened in, say, round 3, because he was knocked out, he still would have got games, no matter what. Even though it wasn't necessarily his fault, he still would have got games. So people are saying Collingwood bias, they got the most members, therefore the AFL wants them to win the grand final because it looks good on the AFL.
Oh,
Bit of rot.
Bit of rot.
Bit of rot.
Bit of rot. Feels good saying rot. Shall we open up the forbidden folder? This is where Ben, myself, and Belle keep all the ideas that are a little taboo. You wouldn't normally hear chat about it on the radio.
Well, today's for me fits into a different kind of subcategory because sometimes it's a bit like, for loss of a better word, sexual.
Yeah, we tend to lean that way.
Yeah, that sometimes is like, you can't talk about some of that stuff. Today's, though, it's more like you just wouldn't hear it normally on breakfast radio.
Yeah.
But it is something that I think is very prevalent at the moment in Melbourne.
Yep.
Here we go. 13-24-10. Are you an underworld figure? Obviously, Underbelly. Everyone loved that show.
Obsessed.
Then they made too many of them.
Yeah.
But it sort of seems like it's coming out again at the moment. Like, everyone heard about that shooting in South Yarra. Like, oh my God, that's like horrible. And it was like an underworld figure. And then on the weekend, there was a shooting in broad daylight. Like, someone got literally murdered at that cafe in Keilor, which is hectic for anyone else, just like out walking their dog or getting breakfast with their family, and they're witnessing like
murders in broad daylight.
Yeah, like right in front of them. So it's obviously like a world that sort of, it's not just like Underbelly finished and all that's done now. I suppose there's always, drugs and crime and that sort of stuff happening under everyone's noses. Like everyone knows that, but it would be great to speak to someone in that world. I suppose most people aren't going to be calling radio stations if they're like, oh yeah, I'm a big criminal. Yeah, I got all the goss. So we do have someone who was a big figure in that world who's going to be joining us next. But also, if you would like to call 13-24-10, if you are involved in that world and you've got a story to tell, we'd love to hear from you.
I'm excited to speak with our guest next. I love that his nickname is The Muscle.
Yeah.
If you're an underworld figure and your nickname is The Muscle, you'd have some stories.
Yeah, absolutely. Stories that we're going to get next on Nova 100. Shock horror, no one called up. no one dobbed themselves in.
That's why we've done a here's one we prepared earlier.
Yeah, literally. So this person is a heavy. They're sort of out of that world now, but they've certainly done it all. Neil the Muscle Cummins. He was a bodyguard for someone you'd certainly be familiar with. He joins us now. Neil, how did you originally get involved in the underworld?
I actually started off as a doorman in Sydney, and it was just by chance that, I took over the top security job for John Abraham of all his nightclubs. I kind of just worked my way up the ladder kind of thing with the trust, and he got to see what I could do on the doors and went from there.
So there's no initiation per se. You more just proved yourself.
Well, I did, but if I go back a little bit more, my father had links to some of the underworld in Liverpool, UK, so I've grown up with it, but I just didn't get into it because I went down a different path. And then, so when I came over to Sydney, I just kind of drifted back into it again. So, but yeah, that's how it came up. I just took over the doors, John, seeing what I could do. And I kind of said to John one day I want to be a bodyguard, and it happened eventually.
Oh my God! I mean, I know there's a book, John Abraham, Last King of the Cross. I know he's been shot or stabbed. I know, so I'd imagine it's stabbed quite a day. I mean, you're his bodyguard. Quite.
You're probably there. You probably saw it.
I wasn't there when he got stabbed.
Okay, good.
That's why he got stabbed.
Yeah,
okay.
you were having an RDO. But I mean, obviously, that's quite a dangerous position to be in. I mean, yeah, you can be Tom Cruise's bodyguard. He's an important person, but he's also not a gangland figure. Like, most people aren't going to try and kill Tom Cruise, but if you're involved in that world, that is a real possibility. Were you ever in any sticky situations when you were John Abraham's bodyguard?
Oh, well, there has been a lot of situations, like John can handle himself. Don't get me wrong there, but the gangland wars were on back when I was there. It was big with the bikies and all like that. So when we were in King's Cross, we were always watching our backs. I would go home different ways, come in different cars to work. Sometimes I didn't even trust the police at one stage. There's been a drive-by shooting. Someone came down at one of John's venues, a practice run the week before. When they did the practice run, they came down Oxford Street. They put their hands out as guns, and then they shot at us, pretending like it was guns. But the next week, they actually did it. Oh. It was just like, oh my God. So then you realize the week before, that's why they were doing it. It was just luckily that 5 minutes prior to the shooting, I just wanted to move the bollards from the door inside. And where I usually have the bollards, 8 bullets went where I usually stand.
Oh my gosh.
So it was like it was fate that I was supposed to move. But, I've also had a gun to my head twice. Once on the King's Cross outside of Strip Club where John was having a meeting.
Yeah.
And this guy just came past and he kept walking past the door. And then all of a sudden he just pulled a gun out and he ran for the door. And I'm thinking he's going for John because he's having a meeting downstairs.
Yeah.
And I just had to try and get the gun out of his hand, and I did. I just kept, doing what I had to do to get him to drop it, and then I deal with the situation. You know what I mean? So there has been situations, when I've been shot at, my car's been shot at my apartment, where I think it was 7 bullets into my car.
Does insurance cover that?
It did, actually. It did.
Oh, it did?
Wow.
That's wild.
Oh, my God.
I mean, need to get your insurance on. I like how people...
Allianz Insurance, my car's been shot.
The kids skateboarding past your car going, oh, cool bullet hole stickers, man. You're like, no, they're actually real. So, I mean, we do know you have a podcast now, and you can hear more from Neil in the Secrets of the Underworld podcast. You can listen wherever you get your pods. But I'm assuming you didn't finish up and then start a podcast. Like, what did you sort of do in between? Because I'd imagine it's pretty hard to get hired when you're like, what was your last job? Yeah, security for John Abraham. Yeah.
It actually was, when I finished. No one wanted to touch me when they realised that what I used to do. So that was pretty hard. So at the moment, I'm in the process of going around juvenile correctional centres with a bra boy called Dean Clark. And we're going to go in there and talk to, juveniles who are in there, whatever they've done, and try and help them, give them advice.
Oh, good.
I'm writing a book at the moment, a new book. And I said the podcast is taking a lot of time. And I've got, next year, I've got a TV show that's coming out. So I've got a lot of projects going on at the moment.
Wow.
Now, I've also just Googled a picture of you. I'm just going to show the guys here. I think you're the biggest man I've ever seen in my
muscles.
life.
I've seen the muscles.
Jesus
it's
Christ.
insane.
Like, it's hard getting an idea of, but then I just, quickly punched in your name, and I was like, oh, yep. Yeah, no, I can see why you left the underworld with anyone trying to stop you, because they're just like, nah, that guy can do what he wants. We'll just let him kind of go his own way, I think.
Yeah. Look, make sure you check it out. Secrets of the Underworld podcast. As Liam said, you can listen wherever you get your pods. Neil Cummins, thank you so much for your time this morning.
No, thank you. Thank you for having me on.
It's a beautiful day.
Isn't it just, Bono? Oh, yeah. Sunny, top of 23. We're a lot like you two, aren't we?
In what way?
Well, like, you know, you're like the Edge because you've got a beard and you wear beanies on the weekend. And I'm like Bono because, you know, my family's from Ireland. And Bell's like Larry Mullen Jr.
What
does that one do?
What does he do?
The drummer.
Oh, he's the one that no one actually knows and is quite unknown? Yeah, sounds like me.
Or would you rather be the Adam Clayton?
How do you know? What is this?
I like dad rock, all right? Whatever.
And the brand new iPhone specs have been revealed. It's the iPhone, feels like iPhone 24, but it is the iPhone 15.
15?
Yep, iPhone 15. Now, I'll run through the upgrades. It seems to me like the upgrades are getting less and less every year. Like, where do you go with this thing?
Oh,
it's true. The camera's already, like, pretty much picture perfect.
Yep. So they're trying to say the new iPhone 15 is going to have a brighter screen. How bright does it need to be? And an improved camera system. Also, it's going to have a titanium frame, which is meant to increase its strength.
Okay, great. So you can, you know, if you get shot and it's in your pocket, it might stop it. We might get a few more of those stories.
Yeah. I've never had an iPhone. I've never had a problem with my iPhone where I've said, you know what, this needs to be titanium strong.
It's not the back and the sides that break.
No,
that
it's the
part's
screen.
fine. It's the screen. I
Absolutely.
don't care if it's made out of titanium.
So there's two other things. I'll mention both of them. The first one that I thought, okay, that's actually a small change, I guess, is, you know, on your iPhone, you've got the mute button.
Yeah.
So you can turn it on to
Silent
silent.
and yeah.
That now is being changed into an action button. So, because a lot of people just turn their phone volume down with the volume buttons.
Yeah.
So they're going to call that the action button so that you can, in the settings, you can change that to do whatever you want. So it could take a photo, it could open up your emails.
So it's not a switch then anymore.
No, it's the same button, but you can program it to do things.
Yeah, right.
So in your
So
settings, you can make it do what you want.
What are you running off, Bell? The iPhone 3? What's that over there?
Okay, rude. I wish I was because I miss those. No, I'm on a 10, I think it is. Or a 10 Max.
Gross.
How many cameras you got on the back of that?
I have one. It's all you need. I have a $30 a month plan.
It stinks
It's
in here.
$30 a month, and it did take photos. It has recently, and I'm putting this down to that whole conspiracy that Apple then
Not a conspiracy.
makes.
Not a conspiracy. It's proven.
Well, yeah, they slow it down so you buy the new one. Up until recently, yeah, it was fine. Yes, the whole front glass is shattered. And yeah, it doesn't take photos or videos. And yeah, the microphone and the speaker
you
don't
can
work.
have one of Ben and myself's cameras. We've got 6 between us.
It's too many. You don't
6
need
lenses.
that many. What are you using?
No, I'm sorry.
Well,
you could borrow one for a
using
week.
that for?
Or Bell, you can buy the new iPhone 15. It's going to set you back $1,920 Australian.
That's just getting more and more expensive,
I have
isn't
my
it?
hand-me-down $30 a month phone, and
Well,
it's
look,
great.
The other change that's actually a big one is iPhones will no longer have their own unique chargers. All chargers will now be universal. It'll be USB-C charger.
Oh, okay. No, that's good at
that's
least,
good,
because then
yeah.
you can use it for more stuff. But
Yeah,
then
but-
also, you've already invested in the iPhone charger, so then everyone's going to have to change again.
Now, we want to know, 13, 24, 10, give us a buzz. Do you have Melbourne's worst phone? Bell, you can't call up for this. Our favourite caller, Melbourne's worst phone, we're going to give a brand new one to, all thanks to Kogan. Nat in East Melbourne, good morning. What's wrong with your phone?
Good morning. Yeah, it's not a great phone. It constantly overheats.
Uh-huh.
So I get a little warning symbol saying this is too hot, you need to let it cool down. Single lens, no double, quadruple lenses to camera.
yuck.
Constantly getting rid of photos and things, no storage, not great.
Yeah, when you get the little heat warning, I mean, I feel like it's like, you know, maybe if you go on like a sauna or something, or it's like an extremely hot day and you've left your phone in the car and it's like it overheats and
I
shuts
didn't even know
down.
phones could overheat.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah,
no, but like
sometimes
without
you-
the heat. I've done that where it's like, yeah, you leave it in a hot car.
Oh, yeah,
But
yeah,
just
yeah.
a phone like a laptop going,
Yeah. Casey in Seaford, good morning. This is your gran. You reckon she's got Melbourne's worst phone?
Yeah, my grandma's phone, it's just horrible. Like, it can't hold a charge for more than about 3 minutes. So she's pretty much connected to the wall the whole time.
So essentially, she's got a landline, essentially.
Pretty much, which she's probably more comfortable with. But, yeah, it makes it hard because, like, we can't call her because if we call her, for some reason, like, if she picks up, she can't hear us talk, like, the signal or something just doesn't work. It doesn't connect us. So she's constantly having to call people out, but she doesn't remember half the numbers and she doesn't know how to go into contact. So she just kind of, the numbers that she does remember, she calls us and then she gets to say one word and then the phone just dies.
Oh, my gosh. Casey, what phone are we talking?
Yeah, what's she got?
I think it's like an iPhone 4 or 5.
Whoa.
Oh, so it's an iPhone.
Go
Yeah.
back.
Yeah.
Well, that's definitely up. That's up there. If you reckon you can beat it, do you have Melbourne's worst phone? 13 24 10. Give us a buzz. The worst phone this morning is getting it replaced with a brand new one, thanks to Kogan.
New iPhone dropped today. I would have thought.
No.
No.
The iPhone didn't drop today. The specs, like they did the big.
It's revealed what it is.
Yeah, Tim
Yes.
Cook did the presentation.
Oh,
Yeah.
But
okay.
it comes out
Yeah.
in like a month or two.
Oh, right. I thought it was D-Day.
Nah.
No.
That sucks. Oh, that explains why you haven't seen people lining up around the block. You know,
They don't
there's-
really do that anymore.
I think they
I
do,
feel like
right?
the hype's died down enough now that people don't line up for the new iPhone.
Well, as you said before, Ben, we're at the point where we've climaxed. What else can we do
Yeah.
with the phone?
Well,
Every
that's,
year
you
it's
know,
like, okay.
I
well.
suppose we're saying that now, but you know, if we clipped that audio and played it back to you in 10 years, you'd probably like laugh at that.
No,
stage,
what will
you
happen
know?
is the next one, so this iPhone, not much has changed. What will happen is it'll be in like a year or two, there'll be like an AI augmented phone where it's like, it's implanted in your brain. That's when people start lining up again.
I remember being like, wow, one day we're going to have our phones on a watch and it's going to be on our wrist.
Yeah,
and
we're living
here
in
we
it.
are.
We're living in it. We've said this morning, 13 24 10, do you have Melbourne's worst phone? We're going to give a brand new one to our favourite caller, Michael in Lower Plenty. Good morning. Tell us about your phone.
Good morning, guys. Well, it was I had an iPhone 11, and it was over summer, and I was trying to be, there was a big hype when it came out about it all being, water resistant, and all the ads were showing it being washed underwater and whatnot. And so we had we're out summer, and we had the spa going, and I was trying to be a smart ass with the guys, and I was like, mate, my phone's the best one that's out there on the market at the moment. Check this out, and I'm going to drop it. And everyone was like, don't drop it in the water. And I was like, no.
Check it out.
Check it out.
Yeah.
And I dropped it in the water and literally pulled it out after 5 seconds and completely shut itself. It would not switch on.
Do you still
And all
have
the
this
guys
phone,
like,
Michael?
I do. I put it in, how they say put it in
Rice. Yeah, classic.
Month or two. And then it finally came a little bit back to life. But, camera's not working.
Yeah.
It kind of makes, phone calls here and there. But
There's a difference with the marketing, because they say it's water resistant but not waterproof. Waterproof is you can submerge it. Water resistant is you can splash it.
I still don't believe in that technology. Like, I would never, I'm pretty sure I'm up to date at the moment, Apple-wise, but I would not be putting mine anywhere near a swimming pool.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah.
Michael, you're in the running. Natalia in Diamond Creek, good morning. Tell us about how bad your phone is.
Hi. I had an iPhone 7 and I went to school camp to caving, and while I was caving, it was an underground cave.
Sorry. Just pause. Yeah, you're in year 7 and you went caving.
Oh, sorry, I'm
No,
in year 9.
She had an iPhone 7.
And you were in
for
year
school
9.
camp,
Sorry,
they
still.
went caving.
You went caving in year 9.
Yeah, for camp. And
Oh
I
my
was
God.
going caving, and my phone dropped out of my pocket into the river.
Yeah.
It's a really bad phone. Like, screen's like broken, it's cracked and got no storage.
Yeah.
So I couldn't get it back. I went back to the caving place a few days later, and I couldn't find it.
Yeah, right.
You went back to the cave alone to look through the rapids.
The cave
So just
swallowed
fraught
it
with
up.
danger. I don't know. You can feel you can feel we're all tensing up. I'm like, this doesn't seem right.
So
This doesn't seem right.
how old are you right now? What's your age?
I'm 15.
You're 15. So what are you calling us on if you don't have a phone?
I'm using my sister's phone.
Your sister's
Yeah,
phone.
so that's
okay.
embarrassing. You know, if there's anyone you want to talk to outside of school, and you've got to borrow your sister's phone. They know what you're talking
Yeah,
about.
there is an iPhone in a cave somewhere.
I still can't get past you went caving in year
I
9.
find that so weird.
Why is that not weird?
This feels dangerous.
Dangerous
I
to
don't
go
know.
I mean,
caving.
given the history of
All right, year
children in
sevens, make
caves,
sure your
yes.
harness is on right. We're going cliff jumping.
Base jumping, have you heard of it?
Yes, everyone, have you done your harnesses? I don't have time to check everyone.
Okay, well, Natalia, again, you're on the list for possibly getting a new phone. Last one, Bernie in Greensboro. Good morning. How bad is your phone?
Yeah, good morning. My phone, it's my husband's phone. He's recently returned from a trip to Greece.
Mm-hmm.
He decided to take it swimming in the ocean, forgot that he completely had it on his person, and then texted me to say, I'm not sure I'm going to be able to communicate with you for the rest of the trip because I went swimming with my phone. Every photo that he has, he's had to reverse the camera, and he's got his little head in the top of each photo because that's the only way he could take photos.
Just a little elephant in the room for me, Bernie. So your husband went to Greece without you, is that correct?
That's right.
And then he texted you and said, sorry, my phone's been dropped in the water. I won't be able to communicate while I'm here.
Mate, yeah.
A little suspicious.
No. I would
Sorry,
say,
babe,
Bernie,
we'll talk to you in a month. Having some phone issues. Nothing to do with the
No,
Greece.
it's impossible I can get a new one while I'm over here.
Yeah.
I
They
would
don't have
say-
phones in Greece. You wouldn't know because you're not here, but they don't sell them. They don't sell them, nah.
Don't do that. I would say, though, Bernie, that does sound like his fault. Like, I guess it's everyone's fault. Like,
Yeah.
Natalia went caving and brought her phone.
Bernie, you're in the running for that brand new phone. We are getting flooded with calls for this one. Melbourne's worst phone, 13 24 10. Give us a buzz.
Sarah in Chelsea, good morning. How bad is your phone?
My phone is so bad that it's ruining my life. I feel like I'm trying to kill me. It randomly calls people at like 4 o'clock in the morning.
No.
And like all through the night. So I wake up to like all these, like my mum or going, oh my God, what happened? Or people saying, oh, you had a big night last night, thinking I was up. At 4 o'clock in the morning. Like also when I'm on the phone, I was on the phone to Optus. I'd been on hold for an hour talking to them, and my phone randomly called my ex-boyfriend's mum that I've got an IVO on.
Oh, Sarah. No, not good.
You need to throw that in the bin and light that bin on fire.
It's like that phone is doing calls out for help, being like,
Yes.
please, everyone, kill me.
Sarah, you're in the running. Anna in Taylor's Lake, good morning. Melbourne's worst phone. Have you got it?
I do not have one worse phone. I have two.
Oh.
So I have a Samsung. The Samsung split on the side. The screen stopped working. It stopped turning on, so I had to resort to my iPhone 4, which for me to use has to be on an external charger for me to use the whole day.
Yeah, okay. And Anna, I'm assuming you're calling on that at the moment because it sounds like you're talking to us through a shoe. So, yeah, you probably really do need a new phone.
Anna, you're in the running. Thank you very much. Pina joins us now in Bundura. Good morning. This is your mum's phone. Is that correct?
That's right.
What's wrong with
My
it?
mum's phone. Well, it's not an iPhone. It's still one of those old flip phones, the little flip phones. I couldn't tell you what brand it was.
Oh, really?
Yes. There's no texting. You can't Google. You can't FaceTime. You can't do any of that with this phone.
Oh, my God.
It's so old and so bad that the provider actually sent me a letter to say that they're cancelling the phone because they can't support it anymore.
Whoa.
Yep.
So she
So
really
they'll
does
still be
need.
without a phone.
So she really needs a new phone.
She definitely needs a new phone.
How old is your mum, Pina?
My mum's 85.
Yeah, would she be able to use a new phone, though? Like, or does she need the buttons?
No. She'll be able to use it because she plays with ours. So she'll be able to use it. It's just a matter of her phone is
Pina,
so old.
this for me, this isn't, and don't answer this because you think you have to, but this isn't a prerequisite. But do you think if we gave your mum the new phone, do you reckon we could get her on the show to talk to her about it? Is she up
can't
for it?
speak English, but who knows? I could probably
Well, Pina, we could get a translator in, I'm sure. That'd make for some good radio.
No,
translate for you.
Pina, she sounds very worthy. We are going to give the brand new phone, all thanks to Kogan, to your 85-year-old mother.
No way! Yeah. Are you serious?
Of
oh
course.
my God!
Yeah.
So exciting!
All yours, Pina. Enjoy.
Oh, that's great. Thanks, guys. I appreciate it.
No
Love
worries.
your show too.
Oh, thank you. Just say, thanks,
No.
Kogan.
Thanks, Kogan.
Yeah, they love that.
My mum will be forever grateful, Kogan.
Yes, my mum will be forever grateful. Thank you,
They're going to
Kogan.
bloody love that.
For more great comedy shows like this, head to novapodcasts.com.au.